We don't hear you, Mike. You're muted.
Oh, there you go. I said from what I heard this morning, there appears restrictions are on the horizons and perhaps a partial lockdown. So we'll see. We know that a stay-at-home order is pending, so we'll see what happens.
But we got the text yesterday from my granddaughter's school because she's been online, and we're hoping that January, but then we got the text from the teacher stating that they had to send a few classrooms home because they had positive
Wow.
all that. And she took it hard because, you know, she's been working with the teacher, but they've never met physically. And I think kids, they're missing that social interaction.
Are you able to change the
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure on the bridge.
Okay, thank you.
Trying to ring for a moment, but it's not.
Yeah, I had it on my watch.
Oh, okay. All right, that's right. There you go.
Hello. Yes.
So we need one more.
Yeah, well, we waiting on to come in.
Evan?
Okie doke. Okay. Right. Bye. So, hello, Gary and Jennifer.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Can't complain.
Under the circumstances.
I am here.
Okay.
Yes, under the circumstances, right.
Like the prelude to every answer in 2020.
Yeah. and come to find out, we have a turkey shortage.
We do.
Do we really?
Yes, we do. I've been running around town because I know the city's trying to give away turkeys. And everywhere I go, they say, oh my gosh, yeah, we're really short. We're hoping for a supply in. And, well, really? So then I saw on TV this morning that the small birds, like the 15-pounders, are in critical supply or something of that crazy like that.
Well, you know, people always give me stuff. So every year I wind up with like 2 turkeys and stuff. So sometimes I put them away. And I think last year I cooked one, and there's been one sitting in my freezer. So I'm not looking.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the turkeys that are available are real expensive.
Everything is expensive. If you really pay attention to your grocery bill, everything is more expensive these days.
Yep.
But today we have just two items. So.
Right. How's Jock doing, Rosalind?
Let's see, it's behaving for you.
Oh, actually, he was waiting to be sent home. He just had surgery.
Okay, so
Oh, really?
thank
I'll
you.
call you later.
Yeah, please call me later.
One, 2, 3, 4. Are we waiting for one more member? I think.
It looks like we have 5.
We're waiting for one more in person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It should be about 2 minutes before he can log in and get settled.
Okay.
Almost ready.
We are recording.
So we have a big cold wave. It's like, what, 72 outside?
Gorgeous weather.
Yeah. At night. It's supposed to be beautiful tonight, so we'll see.
And I don't know if anyone's a stargazer, but at night you can see a couple of the planets really clearly. So last night you could see Mars and I think Saturn. So it's just absolutely gorgeous.
I'll try looking at it tonight. I just don't like the wind because then I have to worry about my fruits. I am
Hello?
a sour sop.
Hello? Do they have you muted?
Line with 810.
Good afternoon. Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Hello? Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear
we
you.
can hear you.
Okay, this is Lumana. Sorry, I was having difficulties.
Thank you.
Hi, Lamana.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Okay.
Sorry, I missed you today. I'll call you later after the meeting.
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
Well, you know that I wasn't fibbing, right?
No, I know. No, I know because you're in the meeting. Of course I know. No worries. I figured that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Miss Dolio. How are you?
You're
Nice to
mute.
meet
Hi, how is everyone doing?
you. Good, good. How you doing?
I'm good, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Are we good? Still waiting for the fifth person in person?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes. It's time.
Well, listen. In case we forget, I want to wish everybody a very, very happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Same to you
Thank
You
you,
know.
Mike.
and your family.
Everyone.
Michael,
Yeah.
same to everyone.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, everyone.
It's going to be an unusual Thanksgiving, but the thought behind it is still the same. Thanks for all the good things we have. You know?
Amen. Amen.
You know? And when we look around, it's not hard to appreciate what we do have.
That's true.
Family and friends. Oh,
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think I'm in a storage room somewhere. Where's everybody else? Is everybody spread out all over City Hall, I guess, huh?
No, Are they in chamber? Probably, no?
No, I'm in a room in the personnel department somewhere.
Ah,
I'm in someone's office as well. Yeah.
that's funny. Better you guys than me. That's funny.
No, hi, Derek.
You feel it. And it's higher, it's waves. I'm going back to this one. I just couldn't leave this one alone. Yep.
Okay. Madam Chair, looks like we have Evan that just joined us. We have a call to start.
We can get ready. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I know under the circumstances, especially with this new requirement, I couldn't be there, but thank you for supporting me as well as the whole board by being there. We will start and I'll call the meeting to order. It is 2:13 p.m. and it is the meeting of Wednesday, November 18th, 2020. And we'll start with Pledge of Allegiance. And would I gotta get someone new. Mr. Shields, why don't you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I shall stand. My flag is here. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, and justice for all.
Thank you. And can we have a roll call, please, Ms. Monestein?
Chairwoman Rosalind Philippe.
Here.
Vice Chair Michael McDermott.
Here.
Board Member Michael Eaton.
Here.
Board Member Lumana Joseph.
Here.
Board Member Patricia Longchamp Desarin. I guess she's having technical difficulties. Board Member Evan Shields.
Here.
Board Member Nikisha Williams.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. At this moment, I'd like to ask, would it be, Ms. Monasim, would you be reading the announcement, making to the audience? Okay, thank you. Mr. Held, I see your hand up.
Yes, I have the notice.
Excuse me, board members, my apologies, making a lot of feedback. Could we have people on mute for a moment, please?
I don't know if everyone.
Thank you.
May I proceed?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. The North Miami City Council has adopted by resolution virtual meeting procedures for the conduct of public hearings and quasi-judicial proceedings during the coronavirus pandemic and other public emergencies. They provide, and as stated in the public notice for this meeting, members of the public are invited to attend the virtual public hearing and provide oral or written comments on the matter. Comments, which must include your full name and address, may be provided in advance of the hearing via telephone at 305-895-9803 or by sending an email to publiccomment@northmiamifl.gov. Comments received by 10 a.m. November 18th, 2020 will be read into the record during the hearing. Comments received after the deadline will become part of the record, but will not be read during the hearing. This meeting satisfies quorum with the requisite number of board members attending the meeting in City Hall. Public attendance will remain virtual as the conditions of the pandemic emergency continue to require. The procedure for each quasi-judicial item is also governed by Section 3-303 of Chapter 29 of the Land Development Regulations. After reading the title of the item, Board of Commission members will disclose any ex parte communications or investigations. Staff and the applicant's representatives will be sworn. Staff will make a presentation. Then the applicant or his or her representative will make a presentation, including witnesses, if any. The board, commission, or staff may ask questions of the applicant or witnesses. Staff will then read public comments submitted by the deadline previously noticed and stated, and announce the opportunity for persons viewing the meeting to make live comments to the board or commission. Persons raising their hands within 1 minute following the announcement of the opening of the public hearing will be called upon by the meeting chair. Each person will be sworn and be given 3 minutes to state their name and address and make their comments. Cross-examination is allowed by staff, the applicant, and the board or commission. The public hearing will then be closed, and the board or commission will then deliberate the matter and reach a decision which may include approval with conditions, denial, or continuance. Thank you. You're muted, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. And with that being said, we'll move forward. And I guess we could go ahead and administer the quasi-judicial oath to anyone wishing to speak on any items today.
And that should include staff and the applicant.
Madam Chair, prior to doing that, I just want to
I'm listening.
prior to doing that, I just want to confirm the members that we have present in City Hall are Michael McDermott, Michael Eaton, Longchamp Desarin, Evan Shields, and Nikisha Williams.
Thank you.
So it looks like we have Derek Michelle from The Cave and Ruth DeLeo from the Fashion School. Is there any other person wishing to speak on either item?
Mr. Cook should be sworn.
Derek Cook, you're going to be speaking on it as well? Okay. Please respond, I do. I solemnly or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the...
I do.
All right, thank you. Is there any amendment to the agenda?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay. With that being said, may I please have approval of the minutes from our October 21st meeting?
So move.
It's been moved. And do I have a second? Thank you, Mr. Shields, but we're not hearing you.
Second. Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you very much. And moving forward, do we have any communications? Have any board members been contacted, approached by anyone? This is the time to disclose. Nothing? Great. We have no continued items, so we're going to move forward with the new petition, which is V-06-20, Fashion School, for Fashion School, special exception, and it is located 771-773 Northeast 125th Street. And we'll wait for Ms. Cook to present the item.
Oh. Yes, it is.
Mike, you're not on mute.
That's okay, I got it.
Okay. Good afternoon, on board and Madam Chair. Thank you for your time. Hope everybody's doing well. As we go into the holiday season for Thanksgiving, I hope everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving next week. As Madam Chair stated, this is a petition for a vocational school, specifically a fashion school located at 771 through 773 Northeast 123rd Street. It is located in the C3 zoning district. Per our land development regulations, to activate such a use within that zoning district requires a special exception with review and decision by you, the Board of Adjustment. The applicant had been working at this location online, providing coursework through different individuals through the online service. When she originally came into the office, she advised us as such, and with the intent that she would expand into on-site development through her site of her fashion school. She anticipated having a maximum of 50 students at the location, as is denoted here in the slide. This is the aerial course. As you can see, you have 125th, 123rd here, there on the property. It's approximately 5,400 square feet is the site.
Next slide.
Next slide, yes, please. Thank you. Of the site. As you can see from the area, from the map, you can see she is surrounded by C3, and to the south of her, you have public use, which is, of course, the city of North Miami's site, City Hall, and all the other facilities that are associated with that. You have the floor plan here that denotes her layout, where she will have her different classrooms for each of her students. So we have several criteria that we review in relation to this application for special exception. The first one is the use listed allowed through the special exception? It is in C3. C3 requires a special exception to allow for a vocational school. Second one is there appropriate provisions for access facilities adequate for street and sidewalks. As you know, this is a main thoroughfare that runs through our city of North Miami on 125th. So you know we have plenty of parking on 125th, and you know that this is a major corridor for public transportation for buses. So this is adequate. Are there adequate parking areas and off-street unloading and loading area? So this site is a redevelopment site, and per our code, when someone is redeveloping a site within a certain specific area of the city, which this sits in, when you redevelop, you do not have to provide parking. Another criteria of that section is if you're within 200 feet of existing public parking, then you are also excused from providing parking. As you know, this is definitely within 200 feet of public parking that is right across the street from the site, which has plenty of parking for the city municipal parking area. And also unloading area in the rear of the property. So it is adequately served. There's also, as in addition, as I stated earlier, as you are aware of, 125th Street has plenty of on-street parking also to accommodate any kind of use that is happening there. Is there suitable landscaping? As you know, and you know, the used the term, we are living in a concrete jungle over here in this area, so there's not any landscaping in the area. So the site is what it is right now. We would not require any improvements in that it would be extensive to do any improvements by eradicating existing hard surfaces and things to that effect. So the site is as it is. Is the proposed special exception reasonable in terms of the logic, efficiency, and economic extension of the public services and facilities? Well, as you know, this is talking about level of service. It's already an existing site going into a building, so the level of services would not be impacted adversely by the introduction of this use. Even more so, as this code says, it is allowed through the special exception with review by you, the Board of Adjustment. Will the proposed special exception constitute an appropriate use in the area and will not be substantially injure or distract from the use of the surrounding properties? So this is right in the heart of our downtown area. It's also important to understand that it states that this is also in our art overlay district. The art overlay district specifically calls for these types of uses to be introduced into the area. So it's appropriate for the area. It's also a commercial educational use, which is compatible with the surrounding area. So it definitely would not have an adverse impact on the area. That said, the staff is recommending approval of the development and of the proposal. The only condition is that the applicant maintain the existing certificate of use. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cook. Would the applicant like to add your name and address and anything else that you would like to add to your application?
Hi, Miss Philip, me?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Trudy Olio, and the address is 771 Northeast and 773 Northeast, 125th Street.
Anything else you'd like to add that Mr. Cook didn't say?
Well, I just, I have been in the city of North Miami in the past. I was renting from Gennaro. I have my boutique here like from 2009 to 2011. And I just love the city of North Miami. And I feel And of course, I discussed that over email with Mr. Cook before I actually signed, at least with Genaro Ambrosino. But I feel that, and I asked him if having here a school that provides training for John's generation and not a John, because actually we can enroll any age. We don't have a limit. It will be any benefits for the community, and I feel it will. And I just wanted to say that I am very excited to be back. I think this is one of the best cities to be doing business with, and I also reach out to the other vocational school that is across the street, and all I got was good feedback, and I'm looking forward just to make the community and the city of North Miami Better, providing service that hopefully can help the new generation to get ahead in with their life and their career.
Thank you. All right, with that being said, I will open public hearing. Is there anyone on the call or on the meeting who would like to speak either for or against this item? They may go ahead and unmute. No one, Ms. Modestine?
We didn't receive any prior comments, and there is no activity in our chat for this item.
Thank you. With that being said, I'll go ahead and close public hearing and board discussion.
Madam Chair, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So both the letter of intent and the staff report say that the school will be open Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday is not discussed, but I wanted to first clarify why, and then also clarify that it's not a limitation, that if they ever wanted to open on Friday, they could, and I have Mr. Cook confirm that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Elio, you understand that you don't have to stay until Monday to Thursday. Sorry.
Yes, yeah, and I appreciate that, and I hope that since we open on Saturdays, or we will be here Saturday, we like to take Friday off, but I'm glad to have the window open just in case that we ever want to teach a seminar or have an event held on Friday. We have the okay to do it as well. We also don't plan to run any evening classes yet, but because again with the coronavirus, I don't know even when we can have in-house classes, but it's good to know to have the window open, because I hope that eventually we will get out of this hole where we all are and we'll be able to be next to people again. But this is no when the statistic, I don't know when that's going to happen. So what is it's good to have that window open. Thank you.
All right. So I noticed no board discussion, no questions. So
No, I have a
Mr.
question.
McDermott, go ahead.
Two quick questions. First off, Derek, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. With the changes on 125th Street that FDOT is in process doing, is that going to impact the parking allotment?
I'm not sure if FDOT is going to take any parking away on street. I think it's important to say, though, Mr. McDermott, that you have two criteria that they fall under. They're in the redevelopment zone, which allows for them not to have to supply parking. They do have some parking in the rear, like 3 or so parking spaces. And the other element is that they are within 200 feet of numerous parking outside of the parking that is on street that would not be impacted by the changes that DOT is doing along with 125th.
Okay. And Ms. Dolio mentioned there's a similar school right across the street?
Yeah, for cosmetology. It's a vocational school next to the restaurant.
It's a vocational school, Mike, but not necessarily a fashion.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So, any other questions? Would someone like to make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McDermott. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Ms. Joseph? Okay. I'm not sure who, but
That was,
with that being said, roll call, please.
Chairwoman Rosalynn Philippe, how do you vote?
Yes.
Vice Chair Michael McDermott, how do you vote?
Yes.
Board Member Michael Easton, how do you vote?
Yes.
Board Member Lumana Joseph, how do you vote? Board Member Joseph, how do you vote? Okay, I'll follow up with her on her vote. Board Member Patricia Longchamp Theosarin, how do you vote?
yes. Yes.
Board Member Evan Shields, how do you vote?
Yes.
Board Member Nikisha Williams, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay. Board Member Joseph, can you hear us? I'll try to reach her through the chat. Let's see if that helps.
All right. Do we move forward?
Yes, just for the record, I didn't record a vote from Board Member Joseph.
Okay. Well, your item is almost complete, with the exception of Ms. Joseph's vote, but it has been approved. So we
Thank
wish
you.
you all the best of luck and looking
Thank you.
forward for in person. As we all-
Yes. And you guys are welcome to, now I had to do some permit and some remodelation here, but I hope that you guys can all come eventually. If we ever had a grand opening when all of this is over, you guys welcome to. Or if anyone want to learn how to sew?
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Right, our next item is V-07-20. It's a special exception for a nightclub called The Cave, and it's at 13641 Northwest 7th Avenue.
Excuse me, can I excuse myself? I need to record some lessons now. Can I go? Yeah. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening, good afternoon, and happy Thanksgiving. Be safe, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As stated, this is a special exception to allow for a nightclub. As defined by the code, a nightclub is
Thank you, you too.
any facility that desires to operate past the hour of 11 p.m. in a nutshell, which calls for a nightclub. As stated, this will take place at 13641 Northwest 7th Avenue. The club has been in operation as a restaurant for a little while now, which Mr. Michelle can go into the specifics on that, his operations when he does his presentation.
Good afternoon, board member.
So as stated, as you can see, per the area, the site is located on the east side of Northwest 7th Avenue. It is west of I-95 interstate, and it is north of what's that street going north, east west? Not sure. 135th Street, and it is north of 135th Street. parcel is approximately 3,600 square feet. The occupied area is 5,500 square feet. It's to modify the use to operate as a nightclub, providing a full-service restaurant, bar, and cocktail lounge. As you can see, this is the aerial of the zoning map for the property. As you can see, this is located in the C1 zoning district, which per our code requires a special exception to operate a nightclub. So you have several criteria as was discussed in the previous application, which was a special exception, that one that we looked at as part of our analysis of the proposal. The first one is the use of listed special exception in the district where the property is located. Yes, it is. That is pursuant to Article 4, Division 2, Section 4-202 of the Land Development Regulations. Nightclub, it requires a special exception with review and decision by the Board of Adjustment. 2 is there are appropriate provision for access facilities adequate for estimated traffic from public streets, sidewalks, to assure the public safety and to avoid traffic congestion. So as you are fully aware, this is located on Northwest 7th Avenue, which is a major thoroughfare through Miami-Dade County as a whole. It has plenty of sidewalks, circulation for vehicles, and it is served by major transportation systems such as the bus system. And just north of this property, they have the new open station for the rail system that has been renovated, as you may be aware of, that is just north of this property. Are there adequate parking areas and off-street truck loading spaces, if applicable, for the anticipated number of occupants, employees, patrons, and layout of parking is convenient and conducive to the safe operations? So what we have here is an introduction of a nightclub which has an intense and restaurant intense parking requirement. Based on the square footage of the area, the site would require 80 parking spaces to serve this use. The site has approximately, I think it's like 54 parking spaces, a 54 parking space deficit that they're needing. We can go back to the slide with the zoning districts. So if you can see here, even though he has a deficit, he has a valet parking area that is located to the southeast of the property that they utilize. That area has 100 parking spaces. The situation here is that they do not have a formal parking agreement with that property owner that has been presented to staff. As part of the approval, they would need to go into an official parking agreement that needs to be reviewed and approved by the Community Planning and Development Department and the City Attorney's Office, and it would need to be recorded. Is there suitable landscaping? As you know, this is an existing site which has sparse landscaping. They are not introducing any additional landscaping to the site, so the site is what it is as it relates to the landscaping conditions. Will the proposed special exception constitute an use? Excuse me, please. Will the proposed special exception reasonable in terms of logic, efficiency, and economic extension of the public services and facilities such as public water, sewer, police, fire protection, etc.? So this is an existing restaurant that has been functioning for at least maybe about 2 years now. Mr. Michelle can be more specific in the time frame. So it would not be nightclub element would not increase the level of services required for the site. So it would not have any impact. So it's adequate. And finally, will the proposed special exception constitute an adequate use in the area and will not substantially injure or distract from the use of the surrounding properties or from the character of the neighborhood? So as we're fully aware, Northwest 7th Avenue is a vibrant area. It is a commercial corridor of our city and of Miami-Dade. Sprinkled in there, you do have some residential uses that are in the C1, but they are non-conforming uses. And that if they were to be discontinued for 180 days, that use would be disallowed, and to introduce any new use there would have to be compatible to the C1 zoning district allowed uses. So his use is compatible for the area, as we're fully aware. It would be a welcome environment to the area. The things they would need to be aware of is that he would need to have security, adequate parking, and things to that effect. So with that in mind, staff has recommended approval of this use with several conditions, which I will read into the record, if I may. 1, the nightclub shall be soundproof, whereas noise caused by the establishment may not disturb the surrounding neighborhood. Condition number 2, we will eliminate in that the very definition of nightclub allows for live entertainment, allows for dance hall and things to that effect. So that condition number 2 is not applicable for this situation. And additionally, the applicant provided received approval in 2018 to allow for a music and entertainment license. And that license provides for live music and entertainment at the club. And it was approved by the city manager, specifically in February of 2018. The next condition, the applicant shall provide a shared parking agreement between the parcel being served and the parcel on which such off-street parking is located. Pursuant to section 5-1403, G, shared parking agreement, the owners of record of the property for which the shared parking is requested shall be responsible for preparing a written agreement between the owners of the property sharing parking, indicating the terms under which the shared parking shall be used. The agreement shall be approved by the city attorney and the community planning and development department and shall be recorded in the county official records. 3, the valet service provided on site shall not interfere with traffic circulation on site and shall be well marked and portable, whereas a clear path for pedestrians shall always be maintained. 5, any installation of outdoor floodlights, lighting or spotlighting shall not have any detrimental effect on the neighboring property or traffic. 6, adequate security shall be provided by the establishment. 7, the nightclub shall comply with the city alcohol beverages provisions, whereas it is unlawful for any person to purchase and for any licensee to sell, serve, or distribute in any form or by any method of any alcoholic beverages between the hours of 1 a.m. and 7 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and between the hours of 2 a.m. and 7 a.m. Saturday and Sundays. Nor shall any person consume and for any licensee to permit a person to consume any alcoholic beverages in any place of business between the hours of 1:30 a.m. and 7 a.m. on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and between the hours of 2:30 a.m. and 7 a.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. the applicant shall renew existing certificate of use to indicate the nightclub component. Upon review of the certificate of use, the applicant shall be required to provide a recorded parking agreement upon compliance with all terms and conditions herein. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cook. And is the applicant here, Mr. Michelle?
Good afternoon, board members.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Good
Michelle.
afternoon.
Please state your name and address, please.
Eric Michelle, address 13641 Northwest 7th Avenue, North Miami, Florida, 33168.
Thank you. Would you like to add anything to the information that Mr. Cook has provided us?
Well, Derek did a good job. Just to piggyback what he said, we've been operating as a full-service restaurant for, I want to say, about 3 months now. We had to close due to the pandemic back in March. So with the parking agreement that Mr. Cook mentioned, we do have an agreement set up with the landlord. And also another agreement set with the another business entity across the street. We're allowed to use their parking for adequate parking space for our consumers or whatnot. That will be provided to, I want to say, the planning and community department, Derek's department. So that way we go ahead and finalize the approval of, getting a special assessment license.
Thank you. That's it? Anything else?
That's pretty much it. Derek Cook already pretty much said everything.
Okay. All right. With that said, I'd like to now open public hearing for this item. Anyone who would like to speak for or against, this is your opportunity. And Ms. Monasim, you could let us know whether or not we had correspondence related to that.
We did not receive any prior comments for the item, and there's no activity in the chat.
Thank you. I'll close public hearing. Board discussion. Unmute and Mr. Eaton, hi. Go ahead.
Hi. I just have a question for the city. Obviously, nightclubs can be prickly members of the community if rules are not followed closely. If these rules that were laid out are not followed to the letter, what is the kind of what can be done, and how swiftly can punishment be doled out if this starts becoming a very difficult place to manage, so to speak, for the neighborhood? Not that I'm saying it's going to. I'm just curious, kind of how it plays out.
Thank you, Mr. Eaton. So we have several mechanisms that are available that we could execute if there are issues, such as they had incidents that the police have to go there on several occasions, or they come and complaining. One of the things that we can revert, if you also choose to do so, the special exception to allow for the nightclub. We also could rescind the certificate of use that allows for the nightclub use there. I feel confident in the owner of this property, of this establishment. I mean, I've had interaction with Mr. Michelle on numerous occasions, and I know just from me on a personal level how he is really enthusiastic and have been very responsive trying to get this open, and I believe that he would be a responsible manager of that property. But that said, to reiterate that we have mechanisms that are ascribed in our land development regulations that will allow for us to rescind this order if it's so deemed necessary. First step, again, we could rescind the CU, or you could institute a condition you so choose to do so. If certain amount of complaints are received, you could put in a condition that they would need to come back before the board, or whatever that y'all feel necessary that is associated with your comfort level, if you feel so within your reason to grant the special exception.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the parameters, especially the liquor sales and the days and the times and all of that. It seems to me it would be kind of tough to run a nightclub if you can't serve liquor most of the time, like after midnight and all of that. I find it hard to believe that that's actually going to be followed. I'm certainly not casting aspersions. I don't know the owner or anything like that, but I don't know. It just smells like it's going to be
If I may, for the commentary, but in my youth, so me being a southern person from North Carolina, it was tradition in North Carolina to quote that last call was at 1:30, and you could not have that. And it is the situation in certain areas, even here in Florida. So, I've seen it executed vigorously by operators so that they will not, because, it's a violation, period, point blank, and that's grounds for closure if you are serving beverages after the designated hours.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to.
We understand. And it's not for the special exception. I think they're going to put their liquor license in jeopardy. So if they don't want to lose it, so I guess they'll be, sticking to the rule. Anyone else? Miss Williams? I don't know. You're not coming out. Mute and then unmute. Try it now.
Ms. Williams, you may be double muted on your phone.
I am. Thank you, Mr. Shields. I appreciate that. So really quick question. Do we have any restrictions in terms of how far away a nightclub has to be from a school? And do you know how far away this nightclub is from a school? If I'm not mistaken, I believe there's a school just so there's no restrictions in terms of the proximity to school? I hear someone saying no. Okay, maybe that wasn't for this. But Mr. Cook, do you know what the proximity is? And is there a school just west of this nightclub? I believe it's just west of 7th Street. I believe there's a charter school maybe over there.
So this is the thank you, Ms. Williams, for the question. So this is the caveat down to this. It's a restaurant. Restaurants do not have distance separation restrictions, and that's his primary use.
There is.
Give me a moment. That's a good question. I'm gonna have my staff, Ms. Williams, to one of my colleagues check and see if there's a specific different distance separation for nightclubs, for schools, churches, and things like that. Your question is one that is not unusual. There are municipalities that do have strict distance separations for certain uses, such as speaking of, from school, churches, even from neighborhoods that they need to attend to. I got to check and see. Give us a moment, please, ma'am. My apology that I don't have that information readily available to you.
Okay.
And
go ahead if you had another question.
Ms.
If not, I had a similar. Go ahead, Madam Chair.
Yeah, I was just going to say that given that it is on 7th Avenue and mostly in the shopping center, I'm not sure that the charter school is directly on those same street. I'm aware of a school that's on 135th and like 10th Avenue. So that might be a distance away, but go ahead.
I was just going to say that I shared the same concern as Ms. Williams and Mr. Eaton One comment, though, to Mr. Eaton's point, from what I see and what Mr. Cook provided, I believe the timing for the stoppage of alcohol serving, I think, is 2 a.m. rather than midnight, but it still is a viable concern. My question for Mr. Cook is also on number 6, adequate security shall be provided by the establishment. What exactly does that look like as far as what you envisioned for this particular exception?
Well, let's have Mr. Michelle go into what he's providing in security on the site for him. You know, Mr. Shields, it's up to you on what you as the committee, as the board may think. If you want to institute that they need to have 3-4 security people there at all times, one, it will be adequate. On there, the code, to your point, does not delineate a specific number of security people that they need to have.
Mr. Shields, good question.
Michelle,
I'm sorry, Derek speaking. Mr. Shields, good question. Well, right now we staff security that the cave staffs, and also we staff off-duty detail police officers at a certain time. So Wednesday through Sunday, I met with the chief of police of North Miami. I had a meeting with him. What we do is every week we staff detail police officers Wednesday through Sunday. 6 p.m. to close right now due to the pandemic.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You said you have detailed staff, police.
No.
From what time to what time?
Yeah, we have in-house security that we staff, and on top of that, we actually staff detail police officers from North Miami. North Miami detail police officers on site. We have 2 to 3 police officers on site Wednesday through Sunday.
Okay, so is it one?
Monday through Sunday, I think.
But we close on Monday, so it's Tuesday through Sunday.
So 2 or 3 officers per shift. Per shift is what you mean.
Yes, correct.
You're unmuted.
okay,
Okay, and I want to clarify one thing. Go ahead.
We're listening.
Hello.
Yes, we're listening.
Okay. I wanted to clarify one thing. The live entertainment, is that still something that's on the table?
Is that a question for me or?
There's poor reception, so I can't hear if anybody's Yes, that's a question for you.
Okay, live entertainment, that's just on special occasions. That's not going to be happening every day throughout the week. Only a special occasion. The only live entertainment that we have here is, I don't know if you guys consider live entertainment as far as DJ, as far as the DJ set on stage playing live, not live, but basically playing music. But live entertainment as far as performance, actor-wise, that's just only on special occasions.
When you say acting wise, what do you mean specifically?
It could be a saxophonist, a guitarist, a comedian, host, I want to say.
Okay. I understand.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Mr. Cook.
If I may, ma'am, through the chair. Ms. Williams, I have your question. The code does not have a distance separation for existing establishments that have an alcohol license, which he does.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions or concern from the board? No? All right. Then I'll ask for a motion, and the motion would be to approve, unless anybody wants to make any other. Michael, you're muted.
I said, I'll go ahead and make the motion for further discussion, sure.
Okay. Do I have a second? And this would be for further discussion.
I second for further discussion.
Okay, Ms. Joseph. All in favor?
Yes.
It's a motion to approve.
No, it's a motion to approve for further discussion, Mr. McDermott said.
Well, I'll make it a motion to approve. How's that? Okay.
And Ms. Joseph, do you still second?
And that's to approve.
No, I thought we wanted to do further discussion, no?
You can still discuss, I guess. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
Madam Chair, I believe the motion for further discussion was so moved and seconded, and you had put it to the floor for an approval.
Okay, so all in favor of further discussing this item, just say aye.
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 Okay, any opposed?
Aye.
That would be, oh, Patricia, I did. All right, so the ayes have it. And
No, I said aye.
Oh, okay. So, go ahead. Who would like to start? For the discussion, this is your opportunity. Bring it.
So I think Mr. Shields made a really good point about the adequate security. And I'd like to see us, if we do decide to approve this, we approve this with some conditions. And I think we should further clarify what adequate security means. So is there a certain amount of security people, a certain amount of security per people in the space? But I'd like us to maybe just clarify that a little bit more so that that's just not, so it's more clear.
Thank you. That actually was going to be the point that I was going to bring up as well. I think it's a little bit vague, and I think, but at the same time, it may be above this group to state exactly what security at this place may look like. So my suggestion would be to amend that line to be security in accordance with the City of North Miami Police Department. Seeing as the establishment has a very good reputation, and obviously relationship with that police department. And I think it would make sense that any type of security protocols at this establishment are properly examined and approved in some way, shape, or form by the police department. I think that would make the most sense as far as a recommendation. Now, if you want specific language, I can maybe suggest some specific language, but in general, that's what I'm thinking.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Mr. Cook, go ahead.
So, to Mr. Shields or Ms. Williams' concern, that's why I put it out there, to have Mr. Michelle to express to you what his security protocol will be. So you can assess if that, as he has presented, would be to your satisfaction. If not, to Mr. Shields' point, then it's within your ability to prescribe what you think should be adequate security for the site.
Can I make a suggestion in reference to what Mr. Shields is trying to do, I think, and sort of put an amendment that any security plans for the establishment during the hours of operation be approved by the North Miami Police Department.
I think that is exactly what I was proposing. Thank you, Mr. McDermott.
Oh, okay.
Although it sounds great, but I still want to know through our attorney, Mr. Helt, are we able to place that or make that specific recommendation?
I don't have an objection to it. I think it's perfectly within your discretion.
Okay, thank you.
Within the discretion.
All right.
I have one other question. What's the maximum occupancy of this space? I don't see it in the package.
I did see that.
I can comment on that, Derek. The maximum capacity of the fire code is 242.
Thank you.
Yeah.
242?
Correct. Yes, 242. 242.
Okay, and being the nightclub, that wouldn't be with seated. That would probably be individuals standing.
Yes, to my knowledge, what the fire department told me, they coded us for I want to say 115 seated, and what they go by, I guess the square footage, how many people per square footage, and that's how they rounded up number up to 242.
Okay.
So seated is I want to say 116 people seated.
Any more questions? Are we good? Mr. McDermott, go ahead.
Yes, can I make a motion to approve as amended?
We can.
Second.
Seconded by, is that Mr. Shields?
Yes, it was.
Okay, thank you. All right, it's been moved and seconded. May we have a roll call, please?
Chairwoman Philippe, how do you vote?
Yes.
Vice Chair Michael McDermott, how do you vote?
Yes.
Board Member Michael Eaton, how do you vote?
Yes.
Board Member Joseph, how do you vote?
Yes.
Board Member Patricia Longchamp Diosarin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Board Member Evan Shields, how do you vote?
Yes.
Board Member Nakisha Williams, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Michelle, your item has been approved with all these conditions, and we hope you're successful in this new endeavor that you're trying to do with your business.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for your time, and happy Thanksgiving. Have a great weekend.
For the record, condition number 2 was eliminated at the request of Mr. Cook.
And the additional condition was added as stated by Mr. McDermott.
Any security plans for the establishment during operations need to be approved by police department.
Madam Chair, can I just I'd just like to say, as far as procedure goes, I don't think you need a motion to continue discussion unless you're looking to see whether there's consensus to do that. But the default is you're continuing discussion until you're ready to make a motion.
Yeah.
So if people are not ready to make a motion, you just continue discussion.
Okay, you're talking.
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure we don't get into a routine of doing something that's not necessary.
All right, thank you. And I think that was our last item.
Madam Chair, if I may, can I get a vote from Lumana Joseph? Sorry, Board Member Lumana Joseph for item V620?
Yes, I voted yes. You couldn't hear me from my phone. I had to switch.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, do we have business? Old business, anybody? New business.
If I may, Madam Chair.
Yes, Mr. Cook.
My apologies, as we get ready to end. I just want to inform you that we do not currently have any items for the December meeting. So you may be able to enjoy, yes, virtual Christmas.
Okay, great. So we could wish each other a Merry Christmas since we're not going to be with one another.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah. Thank you.
She's in the process.
For everyone.
And
Motion to
just a general happy holidays.
Okay. Motion to adjourn? Okay, moved by Mr. McDiarmid. Second?
Seconded by Mr. Shield.
Okay, wonderful. All in favor?
Happy holidays.
Thank you,
Yeah,
everyone.
happy
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Holidays.
Bye-bye.